Everyone. I want to teach you how to make a blog in PebblePad. It's actually really easy. You go into your browser and you type in pebblepad.pdx.edu. It'll bring you to the login screen, just like you have for the library or other things. You have to log in with your Odin ID. Okay, and you land on this homepage, and we're going to get creative. We're going to make a blog. Before we do that, I just want to show you really quick. There is a little learning center here in PebblePad that will tell you about this tool. These are all really short videos, 1 to 2 minutes. There's a couple more videos you can look at. And then they have some other documentation that's written out. Here you can learn about blogging, how to do it, blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to show you that. Now, you can click on either PebblePad or the green man. There are two sides to PebblePad. This side is the creative side, the green man. It's called Pebble Plus. This side is Atlas, and it's kind of like D2L. And that's where you can send your work to our workspace for our class. First, we're going to go here and go back to the green man. And we're going to get creative. We're going to make a blog. So here we go. We say, get creative. Do I want to make a portfolio? No. A collection, a log? No. I want to make a blog. So you click on blog, and up comes this lovely banner. Now, you can resize these images. You can remove the image, replace the image. This is, arguably could go with our Portland course because it looks like our beautiful Pacific Northwest in winter. But for me, it's a little bit gloomy. So I want to replace the image. Now, PebblePad has a whole bunch of its own images you can see here. You can put all sorts of stuff, like you might say, oh, Portland, Rose City, right? So, maybe that's what you want to use. The other option that you have, if I can ever get through all these lovely banners, is to put your own pictures in here. Now, I've uploaded some images, but what you would do is you would say upload new, and then you choose a file that you've downloaded. Now, let me show you what I do. So I use a site almost exclusively called Pixabay. See that? Pixabay.com. These are royalty-free stock photos, right? So these things are all in the public domain. You don't have to pay for them. And you also don't have to credit them to a particular artist. One of the things we want our students to learn is, about plagiarism, right? So in writing, if you take another author's words without crediting it to that author, then you are plagiarizing. The same goes for images, folks. So here you can see Portland, Oregon, I could say. And look at all this lovely stuff that comes up. Now, I've already downloaded this image, but I'll do it again to show you. And so you just say free download. Yeah, we don't need a really big one. And you can see here it says Portland JPEG. So if I go back here, I can choose a file from my computer, and I'm going to say Portland. See what comes up. There it is, this JPEG. Okay, open, right? And then I select it. I can tag it. I can say this is for my Frank course, my PDX Frank course, right? I confirm the upload, and shazam, it comes out here, right? So this is a little busy actually for a background picture because you're going to want to write something here as a title of your blog. So you could say my Portland journeys, or whatever you want to write. My Portland blog. That's very boring, but it does the job, right? And then you want to say your name. And the date, right? Or you could just say 2018 because you are probably going to, I guarantee you're going to continue this next term. So you've got your Portland blog here, right? Okay, so that's your header. Like I said, this is kind of a busy picture. Let's look for something that's not quite well. So let's go back to our morose. There you go. See, that's a very different. Or if we, let's see, I have another picture of Portland in here. Here we go. See, that's better. It's not as busy right in the middle. I mean, sure, you got buildings, but the words stand out on the background better there. Okay, so then it's asking me to enter a description of my blog, my PDX Frank blog, blah, 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 right? Okay, go ahead and save it right there. Save it. Boom, that's our blog. Now, what I'd like you to do from this point right here is to go up here in the right-hand corner where it says, I want to, and I want you to share it. And what we're going to say is for assessment. This is a British product, by the way, and so they use assessment for grading. So basically we mean for a grade, you choose for assessment. And it is going to go into, where did they put it? Here it is. Portland Frank. I have a lot of them, by the way, guys, just because I administer some different courses in the program and help people with their courses. So sometimes I'm helping to look over things for people. You're probably only going to have this one. You're looking for my last name, the date, and Portland, but it'll be like D2L. You're not going to have all the courses I have in D2L. I have like hundreds at this point. And so you're just going to see Portland Frank. You're going to click on it. And basically what it's saying is, I'm submitting this work so that my professor, instructor, whoever can look at it, and they can grade it. They cannot show it to other people without my permission. They cannot, put it out on the internet or anything like that. That's basically what this is saying. We can have a conversation in PebblePad going back and forth, and that's private. So you say, sure, I want to share this because I want to grade. All right, so now what you've just done is you've shared it back in Atlas. We have a workspace, as you saw. I can go into Atlas. And our workspace is, let's see, where is it? Portland Frank, there it is, right here. And if we look under submissions, which is all your work is going to come to me. See that? There it is. So I will get all of your blogs here in the submissions folder, just like I would on D2L. If you submit an assignment, I get the blog. Okay, so going back to the blog we're making, now we're going to add to our blog. We're going to add a post. Yes? And our first post is what? Touring the city, or whatever you want to call it, right? So on Thursday, I think it's October 10th. Is that right? I don't know. I'm not looking at the calendar right now. We went on a city tour. We saw all sorts of stuff. We saw blah, blah. We saw blah, 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 blah. Right? We saw some stuff. Okay. So you can take your own pictures. Let me show you this. So now, the first thing that comes up is the text box, but you can add an image, right? If you just click on it, it'll go down below there. Or you can say, oh, here's a picture that I took of some great thing in Portland. Let's say that you saw this, but we're not going at night, so it won't look like this. But let's just say this is one of the things you saw on the tour. And, the picture right shows one of the things we saw, and it was so cool. I learned all these things. So you're writing all that here, right? Okay. Then you can also insert audio, a quote. You probably don't need to do any of that. Maybe video if you recorded it. It's probably in this first blog post just going to be about things that you saw and your reflection on them and what you learned, right? And then when you're all done, you're going to save. Always remember to save. Now that we're in the editing part right here, right? You can see that. Now we're going to preview it and see how it looks. Oh, look. Ooh, that's so awesome, right? You go back to the blog, and it says this asset has been shared for assessment. The cool thing about this tool, PebblePad, is once you submit something, it automatically updates in real time. So let's go in here and look at this blog that's been submitted. Touring the city, there's the first blog post, right? And it has this picture that I've put up there and my language, blah, 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 right? So you don't have to save it every time. I mean, you don't have to share it every time you go in to add something new. Now, I can add, next time I ask you to make a blog post, you just click here and you say, okay, I'm going to add a new post. Okay, and you don't have to share it again. It's only the first time when you make the shell, not the first blog post, the shell of the blog, because I want to see, my friends, this little green thing. When I go into Atlas, it is possible that you will accidentally share with me the post itself. Here I know I have a blog, right? If it wasn't a blog, I would get a little P, and I think it's pink or something. And then I would just have a post. The reason I don't want you to share individual posts is because there's 36 of you, and that would be a lot of different posts clogging up my submission thing, so folder. So I don't want to do that. So right after you make the blog, enter your description, right? You make the banner, however you want to make it. You enter your description. I want you to save it, and then go over to I want to, and share is the second option you want, and for assessment. That's what I want you to do. Then you can start adding, to your blog, all the different posts I asked you to do. The first one that I'm asking you to do at the end of the second week is about your city tour and what you learned. Now, the other nice thing about blogging, obviously, is that if you do this all year, you'll have a series of blog posts about your experience in this class. And that's a really neat thing to have over time. And it's yours, other than getting a grade on it, it's yours to use in any way you want to. You can share it with your parents and say, this is what we're doing. Or share it with your roommate, whoever, your friends, whoever. And that would be if you went into share and you put in somebody's email address, right? Who are you trying to send it to, right? You send it, then you can have a little message. Hi, Mom, here's what we did. We went on this great tour, and just, send it to your mom. And she, she will get it and say, oh, that's great. Okay. And her you probably do have to share with each time you add to it, or she won't, know that you're adding to it every time. I will, because I'm in the back end of it in Atlas. Okay, so that is all I have to tell you about blogging. It's super easy, and we're going to be using this tool for our ePortfolio as well. So I hope you like it. You can see it does a lot of cool stuff when you're in your blog post. I can go in here and I can edit. Just remember, you can add to all of your posts all different sorts of things. Now, video is video you take. Embed is YouTube, Google, Kaltura, and Kaltura is the in-house video that we have at PSU, and I'll show you how to get to that later. But at any rate, this is how you embed these other things, right? Prezi. Okay. So, you can add all sorts of content. For this walking tour, you're probably not going to be using all of these things, right? And badges, we won't do it all in this course. But we will probably use all these other things at some point or another. So I hope this has been helpful. And let me send it off to you so you can get started. And I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. Have a great day.